Welcome back to another video, and this is my makeup haul video from the month of September. Welcome back, and it's time to do my makeup haul video from the last month. So I usually do these like from the previous month because it's then easier to sort of watch through from my makeup Excel that I keep my purchase history in, that what were like all the products that I got during the last month. So in terms of September, I'm looking at the products in front of me. We have some high-end and then we have some drugstore products, so that's how the separation in this one goes. All of the products I have bought with my own money. There are except for like three products that are included in this one, which were a gift from me from a friend. She was traveling to London, and I will tell the products that were a gift from me. So those were gifted by a friend, but otherwise all of this has been like bought with my own money. And I always say disclaimer with these videos: these are meant for entertainment purposes only. If these videos encourage you to spend more money on makeup than you can actually afford, then I would not watch this kind of videos. I think it is very, especially at the times like these, it's better to put your money towards like necessities and don't overspend on makeup. Makeup, it's a nice extra, but no one needs makeup. There are definitely like more important things to spend money on, but for me, I do budgeting every monthly, and within the budgeting I take into consideration that I have this hobby that I do like to put some money towards on. But anyway, that's now out of the way, and let's start talking about the products I got during last month. So first I'm gonna go through the drugstore things, and some of these I have reviewed on my channel, some not, and if you are noticing that there are some gaps, that's most likely that from the reviewed products I might have already decluttered the products that I felt that I didn't want to keep in my collection because there was something that I didn't like in the product. So if there are like some gaps here and there, it's most likely the fact that some things I have already like decluttered because I didn't like them. First, let's actually cover the ones that I did get as a gift. So my friend was visiting London, and they did, I think, have a Kiko store there, so I got a few pieces from there, from her. So first one was this one. So this is an eyeshadow palette. This is from a, I think, very old collection. This is from the Beauty Roar collection, and this is the multi-finish eyeshadow palette 02 all my colors, and I'm gonna open this one up. This you haven't yet seen a review on my channel, but this will be included in the next sort of collective palette review video. Some initial thoughts about this one: I don't think this is, like, I'm gonna be honest, this isn't the best I think that Kiko has produced in terms of eyeshadow palettes, but there are a few things that I like about this one, like aside from the fact that it was a gift, but not the best from Kiko, but this has few things that I do think make this still a pretty nice palette, even though maybe as a whole there was a lot of things that I think they could have improved with this one. But yeah, that's the first one. Then the second one is that I did get one of the 3D glosses, and this one I am holding a bit oddly because my name is engraved in this one. So my friend, she was apparently in the Kiko stores they do this engraving, so it's very sweet. So in the front there's my actual name, and then in the back we have this beautiful heart engraving on it, and I was pretty stoked when I noticed that she had gotten something like this to me. The shade of this one, which was it? This is in the shade 15. This is actually the first Kiko Milano, these sort of 3D hydro glosses that I have gotten in the non-shimmer version. The ones that I have in my collection have shimmer in them, so that is something new. This I have already reviewed on my channel. It was in my last collective makeup review video. And with the lip gloss, my friend did get me the red lip liner. This was actually a pretty good buy because I think I decluttered the only red lip liner because it had just gotten so old in my like last year's declutter, at the end of the year lip declutter. So it's a good thing that I do now have a red lip liner, especially since we're heading to holiday season, and holiday season, a red lip is definitely a seasonal lip for me. I usually, if you have watched my channel for a while, I use quite neutral and pink cleaning lip products generally, but during the holiday time I like to use red, so it is a good thing that she got me a red lip liner. I think this was also from the Beauty Roar collection? This was definitely one of the limited edition ones. No, this was from the Create Your Balance collection. This is in the 06 shade. I think this also is from a discontinued collection. This is one of the retractable ones. But because Kiko does recycle their shades, if you are looking for a red lip liner from their collection, you are probably able to find something similar. This I also did review with alongside with the lip gloss. Then the rest of the things are something that I have bought from myself. So first let's go through Makeup Revolution. So I finally bought the Wrap Lash Mascara. This has been on my to test pile for quite some while, like to test list, and I now bought it. So This is their, I think, it's not the newest, they just recently put some new mascaras on their website, but I think this has been the most hyped one. So this is I think first time they did a tubing formula, and this has a plastic bristles on it, and this is actually the mascara that I am currently wearing. As some initial impressions, I haven't actually reviewed this yet officially on my channel. I do think Makeup Revolution finally they did a good mascara, because I think mascara is definitely those products that they used to launch quite a lot of them, but a lot of them I wasn't a fan of. Like, I could say that this is like as a sneak peek of what I'm gonna tell about my review. This is like finally they actually did a good mascara, so I'll be talking in my review video once I get this into my sort of makeup review. Like once I have had this in my rotation for a bit more time, I'm gonna be like telling more about this one, but this is definitely a good improvement from them. Then I did get also one palette from Revolution, and this actually is one of the last Icon palette that was still on my trial list. Now I think after I have now tried this one, I have tried the ones that I sort of want to try from the range, and this is for the Enchanted Icon. Is this one. I think this is supposed to be maybe duping the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz. It's not a shade to shade dupe, but it's a bit similar vibe. This again will be included in my next collective eyeshadow palette review video, so wait for sort of that one for more like in-depth thoughts. But I think from the palettes that I have now tried in this range, this goes to the okay category, but there were like some things why I maybe wasn't as in love with this one as I have been maybe with some of the others, which was a bit surprising because I was kind of expecting, because it has a bit of like pinks and purples, that I thought that this would be one of the favorites, but yeah. We'll be telling more about this one once we will be doing the review video. Then from MUA, these are relatively new products from them. So they launched these beauty bombs. So these are these sort of sticks. These are quite small, you're not getting a lot of products, but these are not expensive. So I got one of the contour shades, which is called just the Sculpt shade. So it is looking, unfortunately, something that you noticed that these are definitely drugstore products, so mine pretty much broke immediately when I got this from the, when I tried this the first time. The blush stick that I'm gonna show soon, with that one the packaging is still intact. I have already reviewed this and the blush bomb on my channel. I do think I was pretty happy that I finally did manage to find a cool toned sort of cream bronzer contouring shade in their range, because I used to have their sort of like cream bronzer, but that was very yellow leaning, so but this is truly like a cool tone leaning shade, so it suits my skin undertone, and I thought this was pretty good, like a drugstore sort of cream contour product if you're looking for one. Then what was maybe very surprising was this one. So this is the blush, and this is in the shade Berry Blush. Our retailer didn't have that many shades of this one. I think if you shop from their own website, or if you're especially shopping this brand in the UK and you can get it in stores, I think they have more of also these blush shades, but our retailer had very limited selection of the blush shades. This was beautiful. Like, I think I did say on my review video that this is going to be going to my sort of like end of the year favorites, and I was pretty like surprised because I didn't have that high. I have like the liquid blushes that are sort of in these tubes, and I think those have been pretty decent, but there was something very nice in the formula of this one. So if you want to see, as I said, more thoughts about these two, I already have included these in the sort of collective makeup review video that you can find on my review playlist. Was that all drugstore? Yes. So then for some high-end bits, first one, some NARS. So we finally have NARS retailer in our country, so I of course did have to go shopping some. The selection so far seems to be more that we have the staple line products. I yet haven't seen that many limited edition products, especially I haven't seen the Christmas releases yet in any of our retailers, so it might be that we have to wait for a while. But I actually did end up buying the Orgasm in blush in a mini, because surprisingly, even though I've tried now my fair share of NARS blushes, I have never actually tried the original Orgasm, so I did buy the mini of it. I thought that it's, considering that I have the face palette from the summer collection and I have one full-size blush in the sort of more matte finish, I thought that the mini would be better, because I have enough powder blush in my collection as it is. This has not yet been included in a sort of collective makeup review video. This is gonna go for the next one, but I think this formula is, I would say this is on par with the individual blush I have, and which is a bit interesting. I'm gonna be talking more about this in the review video, but I do maybe feel that in the face palettes, And in these individual pans, they might be doing a bit two different powder blush formulas, which is quite of an interesting thing, because this is definitely closer to the formula that I tried in the full size blush that I got last year from Dublin, as compared to the blush formula that was in the sort of like summer quad that was the most recent one. But yeah, more thoughts about this one coming later. And with the sort of Orgasm Mini, I did get a pretty full size, like not full size, but a decent size deluxe sample of their, what was this one? This isn't the Light Reflection Primer, so I got this actually basically free with purchase with the blush, which was quite of a good deal, because the mini blush, I think that was like a bit under 30 euros, so it wasn't that expensive. But I've been now trying this particular primer out, and because it's a decent size one, I'm actually gonna include this in the next collective makeup review video, because this has enough, like, I've been able to get enough uses from this one to sort of like gather my thoughts about it. Then some LH Cosmetics. It's a brand that I decided to try first time now, I think last month, and I have already also reviewed both the eyeshadow product and one of the cheek products that I included. So from the cheek products, I tried one of their stick blushes, so this is in the shade Muse, and it is a, what I would say, a muted. I've been very into my muted reds recently, like when you consider the blushes that I've been buying. I thought that this was an okay cream blush formula. I do think, considering that the LH Cosmetics, it's kinda in the mid-range high-end category in terms of pricing, the packaging maybe could be a bit sturdier, and also the formula, like, it was a nice formula, but maybe considering that, for example, we had the MUA stick blush, which I think was quite exceptional, especially for a drugstore blush. I'm not so sure is this maybe worth the added price tag, comparing that there are like good formulas available for lesser price, but it was still like a nice product to try. But this was, I would say, nice, but maybe also a bit meh considering it's more expensive. Then I think the eyeshadow palette, so I had originally 3, but I did end up decluttering one of them because I just felt that the formula was a bit like, it wasn't such a good formula. But the ones that I kept, first one was the bigger 9-pan, this is the Blomma palette. I think I mistakenly called this the Bloom palette in my review video. I did have in there sort of like a review, like in the like in the description box I had the name correctly. So this is Blomma and not Bloom. I think Blomma in Swedish, it basically means flower. And I think I did discuss that this had the advantage going for it, that it's a very like me palette. So it's basically this sort of pink, but it's not like a on your face bright pinks, but rather it has also these muted tones. So I think for this is gonna probably cater to maybe more people than if it would have been just this very punchy pink 9-pan. I did discuss about this formula quite extensively, that I do think for the 49 euros, 45 euros that these seem to go in a lot of places, I think that's maybe a bit much for this formula. I think if these would be around maybe 35 euros full priced, I could say that then these would be more worth it. I do still think it's a very high quality formula, and especially if you're looking at a formula that has very good longevity, this is pretty good. And I did also think that while the shimmer formula, it's not this sparkly, very foily shimmers, but I do think it was still a pretty nice shimmer formula. And with this palette, all of the shimmers had something bit special going for them. Some of them do have this sort of like bit of a duochromish shift to them, so it is, you get a bit extra with this one. But as a whole, I would say it's a good quality eyeshadow formula, but maybe these are just a bit overpriced considering that these are 9-pans and that they come in this sort of very like basic and also quite lightweight cardboard packaging. Then I think maybe a product that I would say it's maybe more worth it. So LH Cosmetics, they do these quads, and these have these sort of more special kind of duochrome shimmers. 3 of these are more topper likes, and then I would say that the brownish shimmer over here is what I would say it's a proper duochrome. These are again priced quite highly, but with these ones I would say that, considering that this is a brand that you can get in some places in store, and you can get this on quite many more established retailers, so for some people I would say that these are a better way of getting these sort of like special kind of shimmer shades if you don't want to shop through these like indie brand retailers. So these I would say are maybe a bit more worth it than the sort of 9-pan like normal eyeshadow formulas, but I would still say that maybe because these are also like over 40 euros, maybe again a bit overpriced. But with LH Cosmetics, what I have noticed with this brand, that on a lot of retailers this brand is often on sale. I would not advise buying this brand on their website, because on their website they very rarely have like these sort of like, they have offers, but I would say that you are getting maybe better offers on like retailers that sell this, because usually on a lot of retailers you can get this for -20 or -25%. So, and you can get it from all product categories and not just from some. So yeah, so good high quality brand altogether, but maybe in terms of pricing, some of the LH Cosmetics prices, maybe there's like, they are a bit maybe expensive for the, considering for the packaging and other things. Then let's go to the last product. So I did something pretty, I don't know what, like, what got into my head, but I got this thought that I want to get some Patrick Ta, which Patrick Ta, for me, it has some nostalgia value because their blush duos, it's actually the first cream blush product that I ever tried and went like that, wow, that's like amazing, that's something very different. It's not that we didn't have cream blushes on the market before the Patrick Ta blush duos. We had, for example, Benefit had quite a few cream blush products, and I had gotten some samples with them, but I didn't feel that the Benefit formulas, they didn't, like, I felt that they were pretty hard to work with, and you have to remember that this was like a long time ago, like before the pandemic and everything. And I think definitely Patrick Ta's, the blush duos, I think they kind of maybe started this sort of cream blush crave that we have been now in like for the last like quite many years now. So I did get one of the blush duos again, so I got the She Goes to the Gym. Sorry, these have the very reflective packaging, and this is in the sort of newer shades because Patrick Ta has extended this range now quite a few times. These are going to be in my next makeup review, collective makeup review video, so I'm going to be then going into detail that do I still feel now that years later, because it's been like a hot minute or like a hot year or a few when I had last had, because I had the one from the original line, because originally I think there was only 4 of these, and I had the one that was in the sort of bright red variation, and I think it's been like I think I decluttered that from my collection before I started doing makeup videos on YouTube. So it's been a while since I last time had this formula in my collection, and it was an interesting thing to try, because now there's a lot more comparison, especially for the, when you consider the cream blush shade in this one. So there's now a lot more competition, and it was quite of an interesting thing to try out this formula and kind of consider that, is it still such a favorite that it used to be when I originally got one of these duos. I was still in, like, I had maybe just like, I maybe just might have graduated university and I decided to spoil myself, and considering that I didn't have that much money to budget to makeup towards back then, that was an expensive buy to get back then, but yeah. We'll be talking more about the blush duo in the review video. I also tried one of their bullet matte lipsticks, and what was the shade? Flushed was the shade name of this one. It is a I think this goes to the category of shades that on some people this might be a cool tone leaning pinkish shade, but for me this actually turns more peachy, which could be again an undertone thing. Again, I will be talking about this one in a review video later, but I would say that if you have tried the Pat McGrath Bullet Matte Lipstick formula, this is close, but it's not what I would say identical, and that was also very nice, like it was good, maybe good comparison point to do, because I actually do like the Pat McGrath Bullet Matte Lipstick for certain occasions, like definitely with this one, as with all of these kind of soft matte bullet lipstick formula, if you have super drying lips, you're probably not gonna like these ones, but yeah, this was also first time actually that I tried a lip product from Patrick Ta, and again, packaging is super reflective. Maybe the cap of this one, I would say maybe if considering that these are not cheap, this cap component especially, I would maybe wish it would be a bit sturdier considering that these are not cheap, but otherwise I do think that the packaging of this one again goes pretty well in line with the rest of the products. Then the eyeshadow palette, so I had never tried an eyeshadow from Patrick Ta, and this was the original Major Dimensions eyeshadow palette, so this is the brown one, because I have the Makeup Revolution dupe for the berry one, so that is why I wanted to get this one. And as an initial impression, again this is going to be going to the palette review video, but as an initial impression that I would have to say that I like this much more than I was expecting to, especially considering that I have the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm, and I think that's a palette that this gets compared a lot, and I can kind of get it, but I think I might think this might have a better formula than Natasha Denona palettes, and I don't know is that something you can say, but let's just say that it was very, I even like the cream shades in this one, and we all know that my luck with cream eyeshadows, especially when they've been these cream eyeshadows that have been in this pan format, I haven't been a fan of those formulas, but considering how basic this is and how much I actually did end up liking almost all the looks that I did, and every day that I did actually wear this, I was kind of thinking that like it's nothing special considering it's a neutral palette, but still it was something about the way that how effortless this is to work with. I really would wish that he would come out with more these like proper big palettes and not the sort of duos, or we just got a sort of variation of 6-pan all matte palettes. Like do these, like I would really wish that he would come out with another mixed palette, because the previous also big palette that he did was also just an all matte palette that was in the same format as the other two major dimension palettes. So I want like the big palettes, but I want them to have both mattes and shimmers. I definitely don't want to be... I will have to say now, having tried the shimmer formula in the big palettes, it's a very nice shimmer formula, and the duos, I think he has promised that the very expensive duos, they should have even more sparklier formula, but I would still like, based on just now having tried the shimmer formula in a big palette, I'm willing to pay the quite high price that the those palette goes for. But as in shimmer duos, let's just say that after trying that particular palette, I'm still gonna say that the shimmer duos are pretty overpriced. But yeah, those were all the products that I had from last month. That was my whole video from the previous month. Comment down below what have been maybe some of the makeup products that you got during the last month, and maybe some of your favorites from the products that you got. If you like this video, push the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell button if you want to get notifications from future content. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Hedgehog, on Instagram. I hope I'm gonna see you in that video. Bye bye!